Good evening, everyone, and welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. Thank you guys for watching live, and also thank you to those of you that watch on demand. I appreciate your guys' viewership. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Very interesting show tonight. Not your normal Raw. Two records were broken in WWE tonight. Of course, both of those records involve the Gauntlet match, which took up almost the entire first 2 hours of Raw. I kid you not. The Gauntlet match went, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it was something like 110 minutes, almost 2 hours on Monday Night Raw of in-ring action, one match. That was one record. It was not only the longest match in Raw history, but also the longest match in WWE history, period, surpassing the 1964 Bruno Sammartino versus Waldo Von Erich match, which lasted about 81 minutes. The other record was by Seth Rollins. By the way, hi to everyone in the chat room. Seth Rollins broke a record from Monday Night Raw, having the single longest performance in the ring on Monday Night Raw, I believe surpassing Shawn Michaels and John Cena from 2007. Seth Rollins was in the ring for approximately 65 minutes. Seth Rollins defeated not only Roman Reigns, but John Cena the same night, much like Chris Jericho did in 2001, only Jericho had to cheat to defeat those guys. Hamp Connell just sent in a $2 super chat donation. F. Worst Raw ever, just lazy writing. So I've seen some very polarizing opinions of this match. I've seen people say this was incredible. I've seen people say it was boring. Here's my take on it. Drum roll, please, because I know a lot of people are wondering what I thought about the match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match. Actually, I thought it was a great match. DJ Whitey just sent in a $5 super chat donation. Do you plan on watching Cena's new movie? I'm not going to say that. C Blockers. It looks funny and he was good in Trainwreck. Sorry for interrupting. Is that a legitimate movie title? I'm not going to repeat what it was because of YouTube, but I have no idea. I'm not really interested in any John Cena movie regardless of what it's called. But moving on here, back to Raw. I thought the match was great because it was something different. I like it because it was a change of pace from the norm and they actually did something that made history for once. Something that will be in the record books. Seth Rollins just put on a clinic. Seth Rollins has got to be one of the most athletically gifted human beings on this planet. Because he was out there 65 minutes. And unlike Ric Flair, who did his share of rest holds, and with all due respect to Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, and even Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, their matches had a lot of rest holds. Seth Rollins was doing all sorts of crazy things in that ring for 65 minutes. That is a machine. That is cardio unlike just about any human being I have ever seen. Seth Rollins is amazing. That guy went 65 minutes and looked like he could have done another 65 minutes. When I was watching that, I was almost hoping WWE would do something completely insane and Seth Rollins could somehow, with superhuman strength, work the entire 3 hours and win the whole thing. That would have been amazing. Kayfabe Candy Ass says CrossFit paid off. There you go. If you guys want to get in that kind of shape, you got to do the CrossFit because, as we all know, Seth Rollins is CrossFit Jesus after all. I thought it was an amazing performance. I mean, Seth Rollins has got to be one of the best athletes on the planet. And to beat Roman Reigns and John Cena the same night, clean, that is something that can really elevate Rollins and take him to the next level. Will he be taken to the next level? That, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm still going with my original prediction. Roman Reigns wins the Elimination Chamber. The fact that he was pinned, unless something happens with this whole steroid scandal that's supposedly going to be revealed very soon. Interesting timing on that, by the way. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out NoDQ.com. You can find out information on that. NoDQ Virtue was not a fan. He says, get the F out of here about Rollins all of a sudden because of this lazy booking tonight on Raw. You know what? This show, despite being filler, and it was filler, stretching out 3 hours with a couple of matches, I thought it was good filler. I did enjoy it. TGS says you should just go by Era now. No, I would go by Rift. I've actually thought about that. That's another topic for this video too, is the name change of Apollo Crews to Apollo. I will get to that here in a few minutes. Also, I will be talking about Double J, Jeff Jarrett, going into the WWE Hall of Fame. And maybe I'll even sing with my baby tonight. You guys will have to stay tuned in. Maybe we need to get to 400 live viewers tonight. We're at 250 right now. I'll tell you what, if we get to 300 tonight, I will attempt to sing with my baby tonight. But we have to hit 300 tonight. Cindy says, oh my God, yes. So you guys got to spread the word. Share this video on Facebook and Twitter. Let's get there tonight. Anyways, back to Raw. So Seth Rollins defeated Roman Reigns. Granted, it was a roll-up. It wasn't with the stomp. But he still picked up the win nonetheless. Beating Roman Reigns clean is impressive. Although, I feel like Roman Reigns is going to win on Sunday. I still believe that. If Roman Reigns does not win the Elimination Chamber, I will be giving away a NoDQ.com t-shirt of your choice to one random person that retweets. By the way, Curtis, somebody says I'm lagging with the video. I'm in Los Angeles right now with a different Wi-Fi connection than what I use in Portland. So if you guys are still having lagging, it's got to be YouTube, because this is another top-notch Wi-Fi connection that I'm on. And if it's lagging, then I think it's safe to say it's YouTube and not me. Hot Wheels is a big fan of the Larry David shirt. Well, I'm glad you like it. I think it's a pretty good shirt. And I thought Raw was pretty good, even though some felt it was boring and lagged. You know what? If you're gonna drag out the show, this was done about as good as possible as far as I'm concerned. I'd rather see more storylines and characters, but the thing about this match is, when it's all said and done, when that match was over, I wasn't really interested in seeing Elimination Chamber. First of all, I don't think Elimination Chamber is going to be a better match than this. That's the first thing. And second, I still think Roman Reigns is going to win. Maybe this is just the smart wrestling recapper point of view, somebody who's been following this for 30 years, and I just feel like Reigns is going to win on Sunday. Unless something happens and he gets suspended, I still see him winning and going on to WrestleMania and WWE sticking to their guns. I think Rollins has a ton of momentum now. I would almost capitalize on this and have him win the Chamber match, even though Strowman has the momentum as well. I would still consider Strowman or Rollins above Reigns. I feel like both of them have more momentum. I think the promos during the match were pretty strong. I'll give them that. John Cena cut a good promo saying he has to win on Sunday, and he did kind of blame his loss on being busy with other things. Whatever, you know, has to save face. He's John Cena, of course, but he never gives up. He never quits. He's John Cena. He'll be back. And it's kind of funny, you know, he's talking about how he doesn't have his path to WrestleMania. He has no road to WrestleMania if he loses. And that's all a bunch of BS. We know what's going to happen here. Cena's going to lose at Elimination Chamber, and then on Raw, he's going to come out, and then you're going to have Undertaker, and there you go. Cena has his big WrestleMania match. Virtue is like, oh, wait, there goes the Seth Rollins bandwagon. Quick jump on it. Virtue, you're just trolling, man, because people have been on the Seth Rollins bandwagon. Keep in mind, he won NoDQ.com Superstar of the Year in 2015. People are on the bandwagon. The heel turn messed him up. Or excuse me, the babyface turns screwed him up. That was what stalled his momentum. The injury and then coming back as a heel instead of coming back as a face. Virtue's just being a troll, guys. He's trying to get your goat. Don't fall for it. Virtue is a second-rate troll. He's no Gilberto. I have to say that. He's trying. Bless his heart for trying. Anyways, moving back on here to Raw. So Rollins lasted 65 minutes until being pinned by Elias. Elias got his win over Rollins, who had performed for 65 minutes. So it wasn't like it was a big deal. But Elias did get a win. And then Elias got beat by Finn Balor, Virtue and Vito's favorite wrestler. After that, we had The Miz come out with the Miztourage, and thanks to the interference, I guess, from the Miztourage, Miz was able to put away Finn Balor. And then finally, we had Braun Strowman come out, and it actually was back and forth a little bit. Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on Braun Strowman, but Strowman powered out of it, and then Braun Strowman eventually won. No surprise there. And that was it. That was the match. It was almost 2 hours. The stuff with Rollins was unbelievable. Great match. I'm not sure how the Chamber is going to top it, especially if Roman Reigns comes out on top. I think people are just going to be angry and upset. But I'm curious to see how this Chamber match can follow up what we saw on Raw. Hamp Connell says, I've been watching NoDQ since day one. How come I don't have a wrench beside my name? Well, if you want to be a mod, we'll take a vote in the chat room. Do you guys think Hamp Connell should be a mod in the chat room? Let me know, and I will definitely take the feedback under consideration. David says they took momentum away with the gauntlet match. Again, I've seen some mixed opinions on it. I enjoyed the match. I thought it was really good. But I think Rollins should have gone all the way. I know physically it's probably impossible. The guy can only go so long. Nobody is, a Superman. Rollins at some point needs some kind of hydration. He can't be out there unless they have him sneak under the ring and chug a bottle of water. I suppose if he did that and cut corners somehow, that they could pull that off. But that would have been unbelievable if he had just been on the show for the entire 3 hours and it was just one match and we had nothing else. No women's match, no Asuka cutting a promo and getting what chance, no Apollo winning his tag match with Titus O'Neil against The Bar. Speaking of which, so Apollo is no longer Apollo Crews. Could be because Vince just doesn't like people with the first and last name. He either has to get rid of the first name or get rid of the last name. Also, there's been speculation that it had something to do with the Florida shooter. His last name is Cruz. It's a different spelling, but still, it's Cruz. And WWE did pay tribute to the victims of the Florida shooting at the beginning of Raw. So it's possible that that was the reason that WWE doesn't want Apollo Crews to be Crews anymore because of the shooter. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I guess that's feasible. But we've also seen guys lose either their last name or their first name on several occasions. Neville used to be Adrian Neville. Cesaro used to be Antonio Cesaro. Rusev used to be Alexander Rusev. Actually, a lot more guys lost their first name. Elias used to be Elias Sampson. Taking a sip of my NoDQ lotion, guys. Yes, the lotion made it to California. There you go. Chris Mace says Apollo needs a push. I don't know about that one. I think he needs a heel turn. I think that's way overdue. Anyways, moving on here. What is going on here? Somebody spamming the chat room? Some guy I think is spamming the chat room, but whatever. You guys should look into that TJS and kayfabe candy ass. Where are you guys, by the way? No DQ lotion, and make sure you don't get DQ'd. Very nicely said. We had some stuff with the women. We had Asuka come out. Like I said earlier, the crowd did wet chants at her. I really think she needs to not be cutting promos because it's really hard to understand her, and the crowd just starts turning on her when she talks. I don't think it's a good idea for her to be cutting promos, and if she does, keep it real short. A couple of words, that's it. But anyways, who will beat Asuka? So apparently, I'm a little bit confused here. I don't know if I misheard something, but Brian Watts sent in a $2 super chat donation. Your thoughts on Sheamus or Cesaro against Brock Lesnar? I'd love to see Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar, but I think that the ship has sailed on that. You know, when Cesaro was hot in 2014, that would have been a good opportunity to put him in there with Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm like, eh. But anyways, back to the women's segment. Apparently, we are going to have a situation where if Nia Jax defeats Asuka at the pay-per-view, then Nia Jax can be in whatever match Asuka decides to be in. So if Asuka faces Alexa Bliss, then Nia Jax will be in the Raw Women's title match as a triple threat. If Asuka decides to challenge Charlotte, then Nia Jax will be inserted into that match as a triple threat. So now I'm assuming that Asuka will win, and her winning streak will stay intact, and it'll be a one-on-one match. I think a triple threat match. I mean, I'm really confused now by the whole thing. I really don't know what to make out of it, because I thought maybe we could potentially see Nia Jax end the streak and do a triple threat with Nia Jax and Asuka and Alexa Bliss, because you have the Alexa Bliss Nia Jax storyline. Although I feel like that's pretty much done with now, with Enzo being gone and all. Hi guys, I cannot say hi back to every person in here, but thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. We're at 281. If we hit 300, I am going to sing With My Baby Tonight at the end of this video. So let's get to 300 and see how that goes. Krusty says, y'all realize wrestling ain't real. Well, good job, Krusty. You are now the worst troll in the room. Virtue, you are no longer the worst, most pathetic troll in the chat room. Krusty is now hidden, so there he goes. He had his 5 seconds of fame. Anyways, moving on here to the main event of Raw, which was a 6-woman tag team match. Boy, oh boy, we haven't seen those in a while. 6-woman tag team match. Alexa tapped out to Sasha Banks. So again, it did not do anything to convince me that there's going to be a different outcome. I expected Roman Reigns to win prior to Raw. I still expect Roman Reigns to win. I expected Alexa to win prior to Raw, and I still expect her to win at Elimination Chamber. I feel like it did very little to make me think there's going to be a different outcome. TJS needs to get the F out. We got drama in the chat room right now. But anyways, that was Raw. I think there were like sides being drawn at the end after the match. Absolution, and then you have Alexa and Mickie James with their little pairing, and then Sasha and Bayley with their little pairing, even though it's every woman for themselves. But I guess we're supposed to think there might be teams, and who knows how many of the teams are going to split up or have dissension. I'm not interested. I really don't have much interest in the match. Really, either match. I think the men's match should be good, but again, will it really be able to top last year's match? That I don't know. Hopefully this will be like the Royal Rumble, where it exceeds expectations and will be a better show than it looks on paper. We also have, of course, Ronda Rousey, and another match announced, which was Bray Wyatt versus, drumroll, Broken Matt Hardy, or Woken Matt Hardy, whatever his name is. Again, no stipulation, they're just doing another match. If you're going to do the match, at least have the stipulation where it's going to be Final Deletion or House of Horrors or whatever. Do something. They're just having another match. Unless WWE is going to pull the old last minute, we're going to announce, oh, by the way, we are going to do some weird-ass stipulation, typical WWE, where they just will announce something on social media. By the way, Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy is now a Final Deletion House of Horrors match. Some crap like that. So my grade for Raw, I give it a B+. Definitely a better than average Raw. The only way I would have given it an A is if that gauntlet match was the entire show. That would have been awesome. The rest of the stuff I feel was just unnecessary. I don't care about Apollo. Offman Rules just left a $2 super chat donation. Who inducts Double J? Let's talk about Double J, Jeff Jarrett. By the way, we're at 280 still, so we're not at 300. No song for you guys unless we break 300 live viewers tonight. Jeff Jarrett going into the Hall of Fame. Big shock. I mean, it was rumored last week his name was being considered for the Hall of Fame, and it was definitely a big surprise, but a lot of us were thinking, you know what? This is not going to happen. This is just a rumor that is not going to come true. Brian Watts just left this $2 super chat donation, and he said, should they do Braun and Bray for WrestleMania rather than Miz? I'll get to that in a few minutes here. Let me finish this Jeff Jarrett topic and not bounce around too much. I am very surprised about Jeff Jarrett going into the Hall of Fame because of the fact that he left the company in 1999. The story is that he held up the company. His contract had expired prior to the Good Housekeeping match at No Mercy against China. Jeff Jarrett was the IC champion, and the story is that he demanded a certain amount of money. I believe it was in the six figures, something like $200,000, maybe $250,000. And Jarrett wanted that money in exchange for dropping the title to China, and Vince gave him the money but was not happy because Jeff Jarrett basically held him up for money and then went to WCW the next night, jumping ship. Vince was so upset that when WWE bought WCW, Vince went on Monday Night Raw that night, March 26th, 2001, and publicly fired Jeff Jarrett, basically saying, you're done. Nobody's ever going to see you again. And we have not seen Jeff Jarrett on a WWE show since. 2002, of course, Jeff Jarrett formed Impact Wrestling. Oh, $5 super chat donation by Alex Pershing. How big of a super chat to ban Virtue for 2 months from videos? $100. If somebody sends me a $100 super chat donation, I will fire Virtue for 2 months. I totally am serious too. 2 months, I will fire him if I get a $100 super chat donation. Nobody's going to do that. I don't believe anybody out there will send it. It has to be one person with a $100 US dollar super chat donation. I will fire Virtue for 2 months. 2-month suspension. He will be violating the NoDQ wellness policy. Yes, $100. He says that's all? Question mark. Offman Rule says $100. That's all. Yes, $100 US dollars super chat donation. I will publicly fire Virtue. Not fire him, but suspend him. He will be violating the NoDQ.com wellness policy, and he will be off NoDQ videos for 2 months. I will do that. I will totally do that. Everyone's like, no way, they don't believe me. I just said it, and I don't lie. Sorry, Virtue. I just put it out there. If I get $100 from one person, US dollars, that has to be one donation of $100. It cannot be $10 donations. It has to be one lump sum of $100, and Virtue will be gone for 60 days. no DQ videos. He's off the panel. He's off the no DQ review. He'll have to stick to doing columns on NoDQ.com. Anyways, this is fun. You guys, I have a price, you know. Ted DiBiase said it best. Everybody has a price. And I got my price tag for that. I'll do 100 US dollars. Anyways, going back on here. Where was I? Jeff Jarrett. So 2002, Jeff Jarrett formed TNA / Impact Wrestling / GFW, and he ran that company for many years and then eventually got ousted out. He came back as part of GFW and they were working together with Impact, and then he got himself into some personal issues and he had to go to rehab, and this was WWE sponsored rehab. Interstate Kyle just said, I can send you $100 in PayPal right now and I'll take over his hosting duties on the No DQ review. You have to do the super chat donation, Kyle. That's the stipulation. But yeah, Kyle, if you send in $100, you will take Virtue's place for 2 months. How about that? You will be on the video No DQ review with Vito and Jaxie. That's how badly Kyle wants it. Kyle wants the spot that bad. Kyle says he'll drive to LA tomorrow and hand me $100. This is more interesting than talking about WWE, I gotta say. This is a better storyline than anything WWE could do. I'm loving this. But anyways, let's get back to Jeff Jarrett. He went to rehab and now he's in the Hall of Fame. Does he have a Hall of Fame worthy career? That's a big debate. Cindy, no call-ins this week because I'm in Los Angeles. I don't have the Mac. I don't have the software to do the Skype calls. But next week, I would do... We just did it. Alex Pershin just sent in $100. Totally worth it. See ya. You're fired, Virtue. Virtue, you're fired for 2 months. You're suspended. Shit. I told you guys I would do it. Virtue, you're gone. Oh my god. I can't believe that just happened. Oh my goodness. Alright, who wants to fill in for Virtue on the No DQ review? Virtue is gone as of today. February 16th. He is gone past WrestleMania from No DQ videos. Who wants the spot? Good old JM? Interstate Kyle? Cindy? TJS? Certified G? Kayfabe Candy Ass. I want Kayfabe Candy Ass. Is today... No, today's February 19th, excuse me. I cannot read the date on my computer. I'm that blind without glasses. As of today, February 19th. So, Virtue is gone. Let's just say he's gone until 4/20. On 4/20, Jeffrey just sent in a $2 super chat donation saying, I'll do it. So, Big Jeffrey is volunteering his services. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, David Southworth, aka Virtue, has been suspended. Jinder Beast Mahal just left a $2 super chat donation. Wait a minute. What did he say here? Jinder for Universal Champion. You suck. No, thank you though. Thank you for the $2 super chat donation, but you suck. Anyways, Virtue has violated the NoDQ.com wellness policy and has been suspended from videos for 2 months. So he's off No DQ review. He's off the No DQ panel. And Vito is already pissed. So Vito's going to possibly quit now. Thanks a lot, guys. Virtue being gone is going to lead to Vito quitting the show. No more No DQ review, possibly. We're going to have to get a new crew. I'm sure Jaxie will be cool and stick around because I like Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne's cool. I like Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor is very talented, and I like those guys. So I think I'm on Jaxie's good side. I think she'll stick around. Vito, I'm a Vito fan, but I don't know if he's going to stick around here. He's very much pro Virtue. He's team Virtue. I don't know what he's going to do. So time will tell if he'll stick around. But yeah, big shakeup tonight. I'll tell you what. If somebody sends another $100 donation, I will reverse the decision. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go back on it. I made a promise, and I have no price on that. It's done. So anyways, Virtue's done. Do not send me a $100 super chat donation because I'm not going to reverse it. I told you guys he would be gone for 2 months, and I will live up to my promise. Cool Hand Dylan says, bring back Virtue. I am crying. This is the most entertaining No DQ live I've ever done. This is, you guys have made my night here. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun with this. Vito could pay $100 to get Virtue back. I'll tell you what, it is going to be up to Alex. Alex can make the decision. Since he made the donation, he is the only one that can reinstate Virtue, and he will decide the terms. So Alex, you make the call. If you want to put out a stipulation for Virtue to be brought back, it's up to you. It's your call. If you want him gone for 2 months, then he's gone for 2 months. Alex has the final say here. Alex has Cena power, says Offman Rules. Okay, P out needs to be thrown out of the chat. I'm not going to say why. Tic Tac Tat says 100 suspend Jeff Virtue, suspend Jeff Trivia Challenge belt. I have no idea what he's trying to say there. Mark Brown says, did Alexa Bliss turn face tonight? I guess it was a tease. I don't know. The whole thing, like I said, is confusing. I really have no idea. I don't know what's going on with the storyline, nor do I really care. This whole thing with Virtue is more interesting anyways. Alex says, I will reverse my decision if John Cena brings back Virtue. Right, where's the message here? Brings back Virtue like the Authority did in 2014. So, yeah, it's not happening. Virtue says watch him and Big Jeffrey on Facebook. So you can check them out on Facebook. Virtue is suspended, guys, in case you missed it. Did we hit 300 tonight? No, we did not. We did not hit. Brother Nero says, I'll send you $1,000 super chat donation to quit watching WWE until the Raw after Mania. Unfortunately, I cannot take that offer because I need to follow the shows. And plus, there's no way, there's no proof of that anyways. I can't prove to you that I'm not watching the shows. Virtue's not going to be on anymore for 2 months. So you're going to have your proof. And I am a man of my word. I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Anyway, guys, that will wrap it up for this edition of No DQ Live. Maybe the most fun I've ever had doing this. I will be back tomorrow night with more. We're gonna do another video tomorrow night. What's gonna happen? This was like the craziest night. Caleb Jacob says, thanks for the beanie. Do you like the picture? I love it. Thank you so much for posting the picture, Caleb. And for those of you that got it, oh, Tommy just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Virtue, let's do a review and protest of your firing. There you go. Virtue is suspended because Aaron has a price. How much to legit get rid of Virtue, says Chris. I haven't decided on that, but I'll think about it. Tomorrow night, we'll discuss that further. We'll talk about SmackDown Live, and we'll have a lot of fun. So that'll do it for this edition of No DQ Live. Tony H is sad, but what can I say? I have a price. I didn't think somebody would do it. So somebody called my bluff. Somebody wanted to be generous. And there you go. Virtue is off the channel for 2 months. But he'll still be on NoDQ.com posting his own content. But he's off the channel doing videos on the NoDQ YouTube channel for 2 months. And on that note, I will see you guys next time for another edition of No DQ Live. Talk to you guys later.